100 years after it won its independence from Spain, the Republic of Venezuela remained relatively unchanged. The vast jungles which covered the southern part of the country were still as wild and inaccessible as on the day when Columbus first set foot on Venezuelan soil. The waters of the great rivers remained unharnessed and for the most part unnavigable. On the great plains in the central part of Venezuela, cowboys continue to herd their cattle in much the same way as their ancestors had done. The cities of the north, where most of the population is concentrated, the old Spanish traditions prevail. This is old Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, a city of red-tiled houses and narrow streets. The pursuits of the Venezuelan people were largely manual. This is Margarita Island, a fishing and pearl diving center in the Caribbean. Even today, the arrival of a helicopter is an event which brings out the whole population of the island. Only the best formed pearls are offered to the buyers. The rest are tossed away. The children taught to swim at an early age, the first step in their training as future pearl divers. There goes Pancho. He's always late. Fishing is a secondary occupation, most of the catch going to local markets. But in recent years, a remarkable transformation has taken place in Venezuela. The change can be explained in one word: oil. One of the most productive areas is Lake Maracaibo. Along its 60 miles of shoreline, there are 6,000 wells, half of them underwater. Tankers come directly to the wells, load up on crude oil, and proceed to the refineries in the Paraguaná Peninsula. Because Venezuela did not have the capital or the technological skills to exploit its rich petroleum deposits, the government invited foreign firms to do the job in return for half the profits. These drilling operations are being carried on by a company affiliated with an American oil producer. In a few short years, Venezuela has become the largest oil exporter in the world and is second only to the United States in total production. The government's income from oil production is over $1 million a day, which takes care of 2/3 of the national budget. Another natural resource which is now being exploited is iron ore. At Cerro Bolivar, ore collected from the surface yields as much as 60% iron. To reach the upriver mines, the government dredged a 170-mile channel in the Orinoco River at a cost of $19 million. At an inland port near the city of San Felix, the ore is crushed and loaded into ocean-going freighters. This operation is being carried out by another American affiliate. For the past 5 years, the government has poured $2 billion into a series of public works. One of the most elaborate of these is a new officers' club on the outskirts of Caracas, built at a cost of $8 million. Here we see President Marcos Pérez Jiménez and his aides dedicating the new building and reviewing the cadets of the National Military Academy. All 3 branches of the armed forces are represented here: Army, Navy, and Air Corps. The ceremonies are topped off with an aerial review staged by Venezuela's small but modern Air Force. Here we see a simulated air-sea rescue. The government's building program is rapidly changing the face of Caracas, replacing ancient dwellings with modern structures of concrete and glass brick, and narrow streets with broad avenues. Everywhere you go in Caracas today, you see fountains. They seem to symbolize the new spirit of progress in the country. Another major construction project in Caracas is a new university which will ultimately consist of 28 buildings and cost $50 million. This is the University Medical Center, which will include a hospital with 1,250 beds. The university auditorium was built not for looks, but for acoustical perfection, and the work still goes on. But the country's proudest achievement is an 11-mile superhighway connecting Caracas with the Caribbean Sea 3,000 feet below. Leaping across gorges and tunneling through mountains, this is the most expensive highway in the world, costing $6 million per mile. The 4-lane speedway brings Caracas within 15 minutes of the seaport of La Guaira. Formerly, the trip used to take more than an hour over an ancient road with suicidal curves. The airport of Maiquetía has also been brought within quick reach of the capital which it serves. On the day the autopista was opened, 10,000 cars rolled over it, and thousands of people made the journey on foot. To celebrate the completion of the highway, a giant barbecue was held for the workmen who had labored on the project. Today, unemployment is virtually unknown in Venezuela. The country, with a population of 5 million people, has one of the highest per capita government incomes in the world. Nobody is going to come away from this party hungry. The wholesale dedication of public works was climaxed by the opening of the Tamanaco Hotel, set on a mountainside overlooking Caracas. Costing over $9 million, the hotel was jointly financed by Venezuelan and American interests. One can rent a room here for $8 a day or a suite for $100 a day. So the new and the old continue to live side by side in the birthplace of Simón Bolívar, a land of modern architecture and primitive jungles. Although Venezuela is not much bigger than the state of Texas, it wasn't until 10 years ago that one of its greatest natural wonders was discovered, Angel Falls. This is the highest waterfall in the world, dropping over 3,200 feet. Someday, its tremendous power potential will be realized, strengthening Venezuela's reputation as the fastest developing country in the world.